Good morning. The rational and the passion. These are the two main things that belong to our business. The rational is the business, is the reason why the owner should invest his money in a yacht, and the passion is the dream, is that 50% why he's doing something, like a big nightmare, which is a yacht. Now, I think that the two things, the rational and the passion, they have to live together. And they are completely unstable. They generate instability. And instability is the only way to go forward, to generate a future. So the first image is exactly the instability, is the rational side, which is a million wishes. There are million owners in the world, and there are million wishes. We cannot identify one single wish. So the images of the yachts flying in the space, they are the rational side. The moon is what is demanding your wife, your woman. Give me a moon. It's a wish. It's a completely irrational way to ask you something that is rational, is the future. Give me some surprise. Give me something that I can say, wow, that's a new thing. So the rational world, together with the passion, with the irrational world, they have to survive if we want this business to survive. I've been lucky in my little life in this business to work for different kind of vessel. Speed, slow, exploration, sailing. And you cannot, again, find a rule. It does not exist. What you can find is that you try to experience yourself what owners want. So in fact, for me, is the indispensable way to design a boat is to experience. That's the only way to understand what owners would like to have. There is a funny example down. It's like you would like to design a house or your bed without even living in a house or without even sleeping on a bed. So that's a way that we need to understand if we want to design something new. To experience the world means to experience what does it mean, humidity, temperature, the view on board. It means to understand what happens if we put a forward cockpit or an aft cockpit. So we have to experience this world if we want to give to the owner the experience of the sea. We have to experience the underwater sea. So that's again, which is the best ratio of size of a glass compared to the size of the man and what you see through. So how much do we have to push for this? And sometimes you have to go down. In my personal experience, I have a client who is very much open to make me experience things that can be helpful for his project. I'm doing a research vessel of 83 meters, and it's for science. And the science, they go down with submarine. So I went down in Costa Rica to find out what they need. So the only way to me is to let you know that in order to design anything, we need to experience this world. Now, coming back to, let's say, the real world, the question is, designing and building a yacht is a nightmare in one way. It's cost, time, and management, designers, yards, delay, for sometimes for little time, for a few weeks a year. So in my opinion, this business will always be like growing because there is always a reason why we do things in our life. And the reason why is the driving force of a new generation of yachts. And I want to give you an example, is a funny example that we had during the last crisis, long time ago. It happened that at the end of the 20s, when we had the crisis, the aeronautical the aviation industry was very little. And during the 30s, the aviation was increasing a lot. And we suddenly had engineers studying aerodynamics and coming out with shapes of airplanes like the Caproni, very, very nice, I would say, aesthetically. And this was just a technological reason why. In reality, the people that were the designers were doing the car. They took the advantage of taking the design of the inspiration of the airplanes and put in the cars. This made people like dreaming about a new generation of car. So the market of the car suddenly increased again. The same happened with the communication. This is just to give you a reason that there is always a reason why owners or businessmen, they want to invest money, because not just because it's nice. It's because there is a reason why. There is something that will create another business. So, in my opinion, the owners have two things. They have the rational side, the business, and the dream side. So, the vision of the future. And we have to try, like architects, designers, Yacht, to keep the cost and the dream under control. This is possible through a very odd thing that was very used in the 50s, the R&D, the research and development. During the 50s, many people were like doing this research and development, and today is something that is going down. I think that research and development has to be one of the priority things today, to give a push to owners to understand that they need to invest something more, to give a reason why. We have to make aware the client, the owners, of why and how they're spending money. I don't know if all owners in the world, they know how much does it cost to make the fairing of a hull, to make a perfect polished hull. I don't know if they really would like to have their hull very much polished, or maybe they would like their money to be invested in some diesel electric system. So the extra cost that you use for the engine rather than the polished hull. So I think that we as architects, as a part of this business, we have to take care of the dream of this businessman. Because there are ways today that we can have a beautiful hull like this one. This is a military hull, which was made to get better performances, so to be more environmental, and with a new technology, with the new water lines. So in somehow, the connection between the technology and the future and the design is all connected. So these are the real reasons why people would invest. People like owners, people like me, people like everybody. People invest in things that they believe that will gain something. Again, another simple example is engine room. How many owners do they really know how much in percent they spend to get a perfect engine room? And what the other market is offering? Because I am doing this research vessel in a shipyard who is doing some cargo vessel. And the cargo vessels are beautiful. We should everybody go inside an engine room of a cargo vessel, a modern one, and realize that the engine room is one of the best beautiful things of the vessel. The other thing, how to keep cost under control, is the methodology. So is the way how to connect the technology, the yard, and the designer. There are ways to simplify what today we try always to complicate. That's a typical way of the modern activities, is to complicate our world. In the past, it was much easier and was much more simple because we didn't have the money. Our parents didn't have the money. So the big brain was working on thinking and trying to give some simple shapes, a simple solution. So simple solution means less money too. And that's a way to keep cost under control again. There are beautiful ways in the past and in the modern life how to give this simplicity in order to save energy, like in this case for the lightning. And this is a nice example, I think, of what is the real past of our vessel, the prism. The prism is the smartest way to use the light without any kind of electricity energy in the vessel. And so our job is only to try to shape what is past in the modern life, in the new life. And it looks like somebody did already. So if in the architectural world many people did that, why can't we do the same? It's like we have in the market a little prism for 30 meters yacht, size like this. Now, nobody is trying to give the same opportunity for a bigger vessel. When I was a kid, the maximum size of a vessel was 15 meters, and the prism was proportionate. Now, we are doing both minimum 50 meters. And prism are always the same. So where is the reason why owners should invest money? To get the same prism? Not to me. This is a guy, an architect that I really estimate. He's Frank Gogeri. And I think he said a very secret thing. The computer is a tool, not a partner. A tool to capture the curve, not to invent it. My version for this speech is that the technology is an opportunity, it's not a solution. An opportunity to build ideas, not to invent it. And the only research and development and the teamwork between technology people and designers and yard and managers and brokers, that's the only way to generate new things and give a reason why owners should spend more money. This is just a little example. I just wanted to take little things from my office. This is a rendering of a space of a refitting I'm doing, and all the wood that you see is not teak. It's another kind of wood, which is much cheaper and more environmental. So you can get the same feeling, you can investigate, you can give options to owners in order to decide what to do. And this is another option. I think that this market has to give options to the owners. I think that we have always to push as much as possible forward. Because if I throw down the palms, maybe I will never get the palms, but maybe an owner will go in between this choice and the very extreme choice. I think that anytime you want to make something in the future, you have to think 10 years forward in order to get 2 years forward, 3 years forward, no more. But at least we have to give options to the owners. If we don't give the options, if we just give blue, red, and white, it won't be enough. Owners won't find a reason why they want to invest the money. One reason why, in my opinion, they should invest the money is that the layout of any vessel should be rethought completely. I think that the proportions are completely old now.